All right, awesome. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Magic Monday. I'm Davy
And I'm Tracy.
from DavyandTracy.com, and this is a show that explores aspects of nature-focused spiritual practice for mental, emotional, and spiritual health and well-being. So, okay, here we are. So, okay, we're live, and I'm just getting it up on the computer here so that you can comment and interact with us.
I forgot to move that light.
Good morning, Sarah. Happy Monday. What
Sorry,
light?
guys.
Oh.
The light. We have to move a light
Yeah.
over, and so.
So we're gonna change up the format a little bit on this week. Tracy and I have been. Whoops, let me mute this so I'm not hearing an echo. Tracy and I talked about this, and I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put more of a focus on the lunar forecast and the cards. If you've watched this before, you know we pull an animal themed oracle, a plant themed oracle, and a tarot card every week, and then of course our moon cards. And we're gonna focus on that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap up with a
ritual that kind of brings everything together.
Or suggestions for you guys to connect with what we talked about today.
This is something that we
throughout
do
the week.
Right, we tend to do, using the cards, and we've talked about this, using like crystals and using scents to actually like make a ritual for something. So that's kind of what we're doing, and how we're gonna make a shift, because we found the same thing as when. We personally check in every single day with like the season energy and the weather. But when we're sharing this with you guys, we realize it might be the same, a lot of the same. So we're gonna still check in on our personal practice, but for you guys, we're gonna switch it up just a little bit.
Yeah. So let's get started with our normal singing bowl
and
candle breathing.
I may have to move the light over in a second, because now that I'm sitting here.
No, we look fine.
Ready?
Okay. Alright, and we're just gonna take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. And I'm gonna light the Unity candle for June next week. This will be a new candle. I don't yet know what the July theme is. And I like to start with some cedar.
So this is just kind of helping to cleanse away any of the negative energy you've had this morning. Anything that is frustrating you or worrying you, just allow the smoke to release it. If you have something that a smudge stick you're using, go ahead and use it. Otherwise, just take some time right now to just center and relax.
So we also like to share what we're grateful for. Good morning, Jen. We'd like to share what we're grateful for as well in this. So please, if you're watching this live, share what you're grateful for. If you're watching the recording, post in the comments what you're grateful for. I'll go first today.
Go ahead.
I'm grateful for a break in the heat wave, even though there's another one coming, like I think Thursday on. It's going to be in the 90s for the foreseeable future with no rain, but we have gotten some much needed rain and a break from the heat, so I'm happy about that. I'm grateful that my tea garden is doing fantastically well. I harvested a whole bunch of chamomile and made some lemon verbena tea as well as some chocolate mint tea, and there's we've harvested quite a bit of cilantro to make guacamole with. We've been cooking with some of our herbs. I have a rosemary smudge stick going, or drying, ready to wrap up. So I'm really grateful for the abundance of our garden this year. And
did harvest 3 peas.
We harvested 3 peas.
Our garden is not doing as well as Sarah's.
No, but actually we're getting our first zucchini now. We got our first female flower. I pollinated it, so we should be getting a zucchini growing now. So yeah, that's what I'm grateful for.
I'm grateful for a beautiful weekend. I got out with my son and did a really nice hike. We explored a new trail, a new mountain. We're doing some smaller elevations with my son. He's 6 and he loves hiking, and it was really nice to get out and just go for a hike, him and I, on Friday. And then I did the first 2 of the New York's high peaks. New York has 36 high peaks.
46, isn't it?
46 high peaks. And I did 2 of them with a couple of my friends this weekend, and that felt really nice um, to get out and do a big hike again. I feel very grateful to be healthy enough to be able to do that, and be able to have my son enjoy that with my son. And I'm going kayaking, a big kayaking adventure on Thursday with my son and a couple family members. So it's nice to be able to. I feel grateful to be able to live in a place where I can do these things in nature and connect with nature, and to be able to enjoy them with my son.
Yeah. Sarah says, I'm grateful for summer camp starting today and the kids will finally have some semblance of normal. I'm grateful for rain since we need it. I'm grateful for zucchini and buds on my tomatoes. Jen says, yes, I'm grateful for the misty rain morning today for a change. It's kind of a quiet day since it's nice after the busy weekend. It's soothing for the soul and the kids are loving it.
Mm-hmm.
And Jen said she's grateful for time to craft yesterday. So,
yeah.
Cool.
Nice. All right, like I said, if you have, posts which you're grateful for, we do read the comments.
I hope I'm not. I hope we're not getting internet problems because, I'm not connected on my laptop all of a sudden.
I was disconnected this morning.
All right.
Just now.
Well, we're gonna move on because
hopefully-
I'm not getting any indication that we're not connected on our phone. So let's move on. Yeah, unable to connect to the internet. All right. Well,
We'll move on.
we'll keep going. Hopefully, you guys can still see us. What does that say?
I don't know. Keep moving on, and I'll text.
Yeah. See if you can pull it up on your phone on LTE.
Just go ahead.
Yeah, our
Keep
internet
going.
seems to be down. All right. Alrighty then. Let's start with animal card. Oh no, lunar forecast. So, right now we're in a waxing moon. We just came out of the first quarter on Sunday, first quarter moon in Libra. So now we're in a waxing moon on our way to the full moon, which is going to happen this Sunday. So, waxing moon is a time to work on manifesting what you want and buckle down on your goals.
Yes.
So we're still streaming. Okay.
Yes.
It's a time for the sign right now is in Scorpio or will be in Scorpio today through Wednesday. So Scorpio is a time for healing, rebirth, and having a fresh start. So for the next few days is a good time to really work on some self-care and just starting fresh, recommitting, kind of what Tracy is doing. I don't know if you just talked about this just now, but the heart healthy diet that you're
I mentioned it on my personal page.
Okay.
I did not mention it.
Well, now I just added you there, but
Okay.
no, but it's a good time to recommit to things like
Right.
that. Like make a commitment to a heart healthy diet or something that you want to kind of reconnect to, but also taking some time for self-care. So that is like the ultimate thing you can do during a Scorpio moon is just work on your own health, your own fitness, your own something that improves your life. A little combination of self-care and self-growth. And then Wednesday through Saturday will be in a waxing gibbous moon in Sagittarius. So waxing gibbous moon is a time to reflect on where your plans might need refinement, your timelines might need to be adjusted. Are you being realistic? Also, the sign of Sagittarius is about adventure, taking a risk, and getting out of your comfort zone. So, the last half of this week is a good time to take a calculated risk on something, get outside of your comfort zone, and don't be afraid to ask for help or have some reach out to someone who could help you refine your what you're trying to do. And then like I said, on Sunday is a full moon in Capricorn. So the full moon is a time to celebrate, express gratitude, but I like to use a full moon as a time to reflect and plan on start looking at, okay, what is no longer serving me, what do I need to release from my life. Capricorn is a sign associated with structure and long-term goals. So the new moon in Capricorn generally happens around the new year, that time around Christmas and New Year's. And so the full moon is 6 months later, which is happening in summer. So take some time to look at your New Year's resolutions you set 6 months before and see if those resolutions are still serving you. Are these something that, do you need to release your expectations about timelines? Do you need to release some of these resolutions that are no longer goals anymore? And what do you need to recommit to? What is getting in your way of, what has derailed you on achieving some of your New Year's resolutions that you set at the beginning of the year? What do you need to reconnect to? And what have you accomplished? And give yourself time to, give yourself a little pat in the back and time to congratulate yourself on those as well. So yeah, all in all, on Sunday on the Capricorn full moon, it's a good time to reflect on how far you've come with your goals for 2020 and what you still need to do, and congratulate yourself even if you've done any tiny victories, or if you took like one little baby step, celebrate that and be grateful for it. So that is your lunar forecast for the week of June 29th. And we don't have I don't have internet here, so we can't oh wait, I think we're back on.
We are back on. Yeah.
We are back on. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to usually we pull an animal card from our Spirit of the Animals Oracle, but since it's been so rainy, I thought I'd bring out our Amazonite crystal here, and we'll pull from the Saltwater Oracle by Laura Owen. So this is one of my favorite water themes. Oh, Albatross, I don't like the Albatross card. To me, it's like the Rough Seas card. It's kind of like, what's the endurance is the keyword. Okay, I'll let you
look it up.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good, especially right now. Honestly, for me, this endurance is very meaningful, because on a couple pages, it's just one, like Davy mentioned, I'm recommitting to a heart-healthy diet, and I eat a lot of really good things, but I have a family history. Everyone in my family is on medication, and I don't want to be on medication. And so for now, I just finally reached out to everybody. I posted on Facebook, which I wasn't going to, but I was like, I just need to release the pressure of having to, when I go out with friends, release the pressure of having to, sort of eat the normal way, and just be like, nope, this is what I'm going to do. So for me, it's sort of that endurance, that perseverance. It's just number one.
Yeah, it's number one. Don't put the cards on the floor, though.
Well, if you've already read it,
yeah.
go ahead. Because there's a lot to it, so you don't necessarily need to read the whole thing.
So, let's see. Albatrosses are considered to be both a good and bad omen. Seeing one dead or killing one is believed to be bad luck. Yeah, this is old seafarer legend. But the albatross's gift and lesson to us is their ability to survive and endure hardship for long periods of time. They spend many years wandering alone far out at sea in such a harsh environment with no safe haven or home to return to. The brave albatross reminds us that we are stronger than we feel, and we are capable of enduring so much more. When the albatross comes forward, we are being reminded that the journey ahead will be long, and will probably see us making some of that journey alone. It will test us, as we will need to find strength and an inner reserve that we may not be familiar with. But the albatross promises us that we are strong enough to endure the challenges and difficulties that we will encounter. It is time to embrace a period of solitude and develop your powers of strength, courage, survival, and endurance.
I think that's definitely true for a lot of us, especially right now. With what's happening and being, quarantined and kind of coming out, but like at least for me, I've had a lot of ups and downs emotionally, and last week was really hard for me, and I think part of it was because, like Dave mentioned, it's been so hot here. We've been sort of stuck inside. Like it's like 92 degrees. So in the middle of the afternoon, we are stuck inside.
And I'm grateful for air conditioning.
I am grateful for air conditioning. But that was hard because, I have been able to do, hiking and kayaking and going and doing stuff as a family, but it's been so hot. We've kind of been trapped, inside, not just at our house, but like inside, and with not much ambition to do anything. So it was a little bit hard emotionally for me, and so this sort of has been, and I think a lot of people are probably feeling the same thing now.
Yeah, and that we're not out of the woods yet. Like we still have despite things opening up, we're still in the midst of the pandemic, still seeing surging cases in some other states. So, we're not out of the woods. We still have a long journey on that front. With the whole Black Lives Matter movement and racial injustice, we have a long road ahead of us,
Right.
to reform and try to shift society, and become more aware of systemic racism, just in our own lives. Life is a journey with ups and downs, and there are a variety of different hardships that we all face, and
Mm-hmm.
so I think the important message though is that we are strong and can handle it.
Right.
Let's see what our Plant Wisdom card of the week is, and we have Evening Primrose Rebirth. This
And
is
all of these cards there's a link on the bottom for all of any of these cards if you want to check them
the
out.
decks. So, Evening Primrose. Evening Primrose helps you release old wounds and feelings of rejection, self-pity, and other heart-heavy issues you may have carried from birth or early childhood. She allows for a sort of spiritual rebirth or a birthing of your true self so you can make room for more joy, fun, and playfulness in your life. So this is a good card, not only for the Scorpio waning moon that we're in right now, which is about rebirth and welcoming that energy into your life, but also for the full moon in Capricorn as well. Um, where you're celebrating, reflecting on the goals that you set in the past, and where how far you've come, and what might be interfering with that. Any kind of the old wounds and feelings of rejection, self pity, or are the heart heavy issues that could be contributing to things like self sabotage or procrastination, things that might be pulling you off track.
Mm-hmm.
But I think too, the important thing of surviving as an albatross, like doing that, building up your endurance is knowing to balance self care and having a reason for going through what you're going through, being focused on a goal and the why, that reason for rebirth.
That is big, having that reason. Why? Because it's without that reason, you're going to give up.
And for the tarot card of the week, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is a card that has a lot to do about cycles. That some people read the Wheel of Fortune as a good luck card. Things are gonna have an upturn. Some people read it as it can go either way. I don't read tarot in a divinatory purpose, but I see the Wheel of Fortune as just kind of reminding us that we are in a cycle. That cycle turns whether we're ready for it or not. The one of the keywords associated, or the key phrases associated with this card is that the only certainty in life is uncertainty. The things always change and they're always in motion, and we're kind of caught up in the cycle. And we see that with the cycle of the moon, or with the greater cycle of the year, the wheel of the year. So, and then our lives just have these cycles. We almost go through these seasons. Some people call them the seasons of the soul, where we kind of have these ups and downs, and they might not match the physical seasons out there. So the Wheel of Fortune is about just it's kind of like a go with the flow kind of card, but at the same time, don't blame everything on fate. Look for opportunities. Be open, have your eyes open, and be aware. Plan and adapt. It's just a reminder that we can't always control everything, but we can certainly change the way we react to situations, and we can be aware. The more you're aware of these cycles that you're in, the more mindful you are, and the more you can handle uncertainty without freaking out, and use it to your advantage and find the lessons in it.
Mm-hmm. So I think we want to chat about sort of a ritual that you can do this week to combine all of these. I definitely think we've got the endurance,
rebirth, and the wheel of fortune. And I mean, I see if you put all those together, I really see this working along the themes this week of, recommitting to the life that you want to create, that big thing that you want in life, whether it's, something big you want to manifest, like, more finances or a dream business or a dream home or just, fixing or working on a relationship or just starting a new project or a hobby. It's important to, or if you're facing a hardship, know, uh, knowing that you have the strength. I think so one thing that I find that makes it helpful is to just focus on mindfulness exercises. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be. I have a hard time with meditating, but just tending to a garden or scheduling time for doing something you love. Like Jen said, she made time yesterday for crafting and finished a wreath for their door. So just sometimes just taking time to kind of connect to childhood passions of like drawing or something that you haven't allowed yourself to do for a while because it seemed like it wasn't the most productive thing to do right now. It would be a good thing to do this week.
Right, something that allows you to take a break from the chaos and have stillness. I prefer to meditate. Something I'm working on doing. But like Davey said, he prefers to garden. So something that I also have a sort of meditate while I run. I know a lot of people do that. It's their time by themselves, and that's the thing is like reconnecting to something that quiets your mind and allows you to be in a still time will help you to be able to move forward with your goals because you're going to have more peace and calm and allow you to handle whatever it is that you want to. If you have a major goal that you haven't been able to accomplish and you haven't been able to do, having that peace and calm will allow you to then be able to have the energy to focus on what it is you want to do and maybe give you some ideas on what path to take.
Right. Yeah, and even if it's something that you haven't pursued in years because maybe you felt a little self-conscious about it, or I'm thinking about the evening primrose about healing old hurts and wounds from the past. Maybe someone said something or judged you for something that you loved and you've kind of backburnered it or shelved it. Maybe now is a good time to kind of pick that back up and work through it, kind of take on that albatross energy of endurance and maybe, tap into that inner strength that you have. Um, so we do have an article on our site. I think it's 25 self-care ideas that take 10 minutes or less. So look that up. I'll put that in the comments. I can't do it right now because this laptop doesn't seem to be connected. But we have a lot of really good self-care ideas that you can do. Most of them take like 5 minutes. So that's a good thing to do this week to just kind of charge your batteries. Journaling is another thing I like to do. I will post these cards in the comments on our Facebook group, and I like to just take one of these cards and journal on them. You can do that like a couple days each week.
If you are someone like me, I don't like journaling. You can also find a quiet place in your house or go outside and do a video journal. That's something that one of my friends mentioned to me because I said she has a hard time writing too, and I'm like, I get the value of journaling and I wish I could do it. I just have a hard time. But when I think about things, I can mentally think about a lot of things and process a lot through my thought. And so if you're someone who has a hard time, like Davey prefers to journal, you can do a virtual journal. So just talk to yourself and work out the same things that these cards are doing.
Right. But I think the important thing this week is just to, really connect to your why. Why are you going for your goal? What is, don't just focus on what you want to do, focus on the why. Why is this important to you? If obstacles and hardships are in your path, why are you going to continue to commit to that goal, even though if it could, mean getting out of your comfort zone.
So like for me, like what Davy mentioned, like I was doing the heart healthy diet.
Right.
It's something that I actually wrote a piece of paper and I wrote heart healthy diet, and I had my son draw a picture on it, so that when I wake up, I look at it. Because for me, I don't want to have a heart attack because I want to be here for my son and my husband, but I don't want to have a heart attack. So having my son draw something, he wrote this really cute message, and I taped it to my desk. So that helps motivate me. I got my son involved. I have my husband. I posted on my Facebook page for all of my personal friends and family, and just said, guys, I need your support, and this is what I'm going to do. So, sometimes just having support of others. Don't be afraid to ask, like David said before, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need something, even if it feels like, maybe you should do this on your own. It's like, it's okay to say, look, I need support, I need accountability. And reconnecting for me, for my why, that's my why is going to be really important, for the next 5 weeks until I get checked again. Do you have anything else?
I don't. So I think we can
go ahead and do our ending meditation. All right, so take a couple deep breaths. For all of today, I will love. For all of today, I will trust. For all of today, I will be true to myself. For all of today, I will be kind to every living. For all of today, I will give thanks for my many blessings. And for all of today, I will be kind to my neighbor and every living thing.
All right, and 3 deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. All right. Thanks so much. Excuse me. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope that you found this helpful, insightful. We are always open to your feedback and would love to hear from you guys, whether you watch this live or watch the recordings. And we will see you next Monday at 10 o'clock Eastern. Have a great week.